Hey guys, Curtis here with you today. Today I want to go over this dog collar we just got in. Alright, so this is how it came. Sealed up in a little plastic bag here. I mean, pretty self-explanatory, sealed up in a bag. Let's see, opening this up, this is a little kind of stickiness here, a little sticker. Pops right open. Alright, so here's the actual collar, that's the important part. Alright, so first initial thoughts. It's a good looking collar. Looks nice. The actual material here, the way it feels, it actually feels like a pretty good quality. So I'm actually kind of surprised with this. I doubt the camera's going to pick this up, but when I hold it close, yeah, I think the one lights maybe you see a little bit. There's a lot of texture here, so you can definitely kind of see where every single like little design is like sewn in. That's not like a flat piece. It's not like a sticker or anything. It's like, it feels like it's a really, I'm actually really impressed. I'm kind of shocked at at least on the design part anyway. I haven't looked at anything else too closely yet, but the design I love. I mean, it's sewn in there. It feels great. All right, so let's look at the other parts over here. There's a lot more to the collar than just the design. All right, so we have the snap or the buckle here. There's the buckle. It's kind of I really like these type of buckles where there are two individual pieces. So in order to open this, you have to squeeze both and it should pop right out, and it did. Now, whenever I put this in, let me actually show you this here. So we have two different pieces on the side. You see, that's the part that I squeezed to actually get this to open. And the reason it's opening and shutting and so on, or holding, is you see here, there's a hole going through. So where that lines up right there, I should put that in there. That will go in there, and these little plastic pieces should pop out. So whenever I do this, we should hear a pretty loud snap, be my guess. Right there, and it did. Real loud snap. That lets you know it's in there. And the amount of tension that's making that sound that we just heard, that's what's holding this thing together. If that was not a loud pop, I'd be kind of concerned that this thing's just going to fall off the dog. So that's nice that it was so loud. Good stuff. I mean, I can hear it and feel it snapping into place, so that I approve of. We have the part here. So this is where you're going to put either your dog tags. I don't like to use these to walk a dog on. So me personally, I do not hook a leash to this. I use a different type of collar, any type of training collar other than this one. Again, I prefer to use these just to hold my tags, but I know a lot of people do walk their dogs on these. So if you're going to hook your leash to this, odds are you're going to have a lot of tension on here. So imagine my hand being your dog's neck. If me being the dog, I'm trying to pull away from you, all of that pressure and weight is coming onto this little piece. That's what's holding the weight right there, holding the weight of your dog to make sure your dog doesn't get away from you and drag you down the road or so on here. So the reason I point that out, if you are walking your dog on this collar, or should I say if you are hooking your leash to it, the sewing part right here, all the stitching, that is what's going to keep your dog safe. That's what's going to keep this thing from just ripping the collar apart and having your dog take off on you. So I definitely want to pay attention to that to make sure there's lots of stitching there, and there is. So if you look on right here, see, this is where the metal piece is. There's stitching here. Looks like at least 2 lines. So that means there's 2 rows of stitching holding that together. Over here, see, what is that? It looks like it's just 1, but it is a lot. It's a lot going on there. I don't know if that's just stitching or glue too, but they look like they really secured that. And that's the same going all the way through on this side. See, as well as this side here. Excuse me, guys. All right, and we have the same thing kind of going on right here above that. Again, that's just going to be kind of an extra layer of security, really securing that piece. So I really do like that they put that much effort into securing that piece. Again, that's a very important part of the collar. I don't think that's something that too many people think about. Most people it's pretty obvious that this is important. Most people pay attention to it, but how well this is secured, that's also very important. Again, that's what's going to keep this little metal piece from being ripped out if your dog is trying to pull you or so on there or whatnot. All right, so good stuff so far. Again, the material itself, very well done. The clip or clasp or buckle here, very well done. The stitching on this, very well done. As well as the metal ring. That's a thick, sturdy ring. It's not flimsy or cheap, feels good. All right, so let's look at the sizing part here. We have, let me see if I can figure this out. Kind of throwing me off here. Okay, here we go. All right, so if you're wanting to make this collar bigger, like if your dog's neck is bigger than this, you're gonna find this little piece right here, and you see how this is kind of overlapped. So you're gonna take this piece here and feed it through, as so. You kind of feed it through there, and then you can come up here, grab this part, and make sure it doesn't fall back in. Over here, kind of pull that through, and then now you're left with this extra material. This little plastic piece, is scoot that out of the way, just so you can kind of straighten that out, pull this back and forth, back and forth. And then same thing over here. You had a little bit, I actually wiggled it too hard and fixed it. But there's also, like, it kind of looked like this a second ago. Kind of an extra little bit on this side. Kind of same thing, just finagle this around. You kind of, usually you just wiggle it and it'll figure itself out. But that's how you adjust it. Again, if I want to make it bigger, go to feed this part through. Hold that so it doesn't go. Pull this. Again, you have all that loose area. Again, if you just kind of move this around and pull it, if it does fix itself. And then you have this little piece here you can kind of slide to make sure everything stays nice and neat. Again, if you want to make it smaller, do the same thing on the other side. See how now we just have one strip of material. That's if it's bigger. Again, you want to make it small, you grab this side, feed it through over here, grab that a little bit so it doesn't fall through, pull this. Again, you have all this extra material. Just wiggle it around. It isn't just wiggle, wiggle, jiggle, pull. It'll figure itself out here. You don't got to overcomplicate it. But everything, it looks great, man. It's functioning the way it's supposed to. It's working the way it's supposed to. Again, good buckle. Again, that's important. Good little clip here, good clasp, you know, little thing. All in all, great. I mean, good quality collar here. I'm not seeing anything that I don't like or don't approve of. So there you go, guys. I would definitely recommend this if you're looking for a new collar, and obviously if you like the design. But so far, so good. So I hope somebody out there got something from this video. And thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.